Oh, Rachel, can I just say how thrilled we were? The judges and I, when we were going through the applications, they were all amazing, as you can
Mm.
imagine, because you can see the three commended. And then there was like this silence and this wow when we were flipping through yours, and we kept saying, "Did she do all this? Where's the evidence? There's the evidence. Wow, how did she get 32 boroughs? I mean, how do you grow something like this? And it keeps growing. And we were just bowled over. And I just kept saying, oh, this is just so Samantha. So that for me sealed it. And it seems to me that you embody that spirit and the work that you have done, because you must bring that with you always. Like, here is an issue. How am I going to solve it? And I just wanted to for you to share with us some wow moments for you.
I think it's really difficult to think about the wow moments because it just kind of happened, you know. But I guess it kind of comes from that mentality. I'm very action orientated. If there's a problem, I want to solve it. So I've always been thinking about, well, it doesn't matter what the problem is, but how can we fix it? And it just seemed to make so much sense to me that we had three incredible organisations, Fair Share, Felix and City Harvest. We were all doing surplus food redistribution, but now we had this unprecedented demand for people needing help. And it just made sense to me that we all came together and took areas of London on and but then had real cooperation and collaboration. So that was one part of it. And then I thought, well, okay, so I've got these three amazing organizations on board. I now need somewhere to send all that food and some place for that to be coordinated. And the London Boroughs Food Group had always been a good active group. And so I reached out to the GLA and sort of said to them, look, can you help me get the 32 boroughs involved? I've got the three largest food distribution organisations ready to go. And they were like, yeah, let's do it, you know. And whilst, you know, the idea came from me and I was the catalyst, it's the fact that everyone just went, yes, let's do it. And I think that's the incredible wow moment, is everyone just got on board and everyone said, this is the right thing to do. It's the best thing we can do in the current situation.
And do you know, a lot of projects, they come through and they say, oh, we wish we could. We'd like to reach those groups that are so-called hard to reach. But there was none of that with you, because you were working with organisations who were, if you like, out there in these spaces that other organisations don't work in. So you were able to actually reach them and deliver the food that they needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Prior to the pandemic, all of us were working with and supporting grassroots organisations, and we know the value that they bring because they're embedded in their communities, they understand their communities, they live in their communities, they've often had lived experience. So there is no one better to tell you what a community needs than the community itself. And we've always felt that listening to what a community needs is really, really important, because then you are working with them to solve solutions rather than doing things to them that they may not need. And so, you know, despite the pandemic seeing a lot of those grassroots organizations have to close or completely change their service offering overnight, everyone that I think was involved in that sector reached out to find, okay, my organization isn't operating anymore, where can I go to another organization? And that was the thing, is and it's really how we see our position now and continuing is, you know, we've got access to this incredible grassroots organizations that know and understand London and what London needs to thrive. We've got local authorities that are doing the best that they can with the money that they've got to try and support people in their communities, but they're one step removed. And so, you know, food is such a catalyst. Food is such an enabler. You know, if you think about it, we all go round to our friends' houses and have a cup of tea, and you might have a biscuit, or you say, come round for dinner, or can we go out for a drink? Just that social interaction is so, so important. And a lot of that had gone, but we were still able to use food as a way to connect. And I think what was really fascinating was the number of local authorities that sort of came to us and said we had no idea that there was the level of need within our boroughs that existed prior to the pandemic that's now been revealed, but also just the incredible amount of work and organisations that are supporting those communities,